Right. Hello. I hope everything is all set up. Everything is all good. I'm just having a bit of a nightmare today. I am a father of two and a husband, so sometimes things don't really go to plan with in terms of timing. So thanks for bearing with me, and welcome back to Michael Reads. Gather around the fire of ancient Babylon, where timeless wisdom still illuminates the path to prosperity, purpose, and personal responsibility. Please let me know if the sound is coming through okay. Tonight we continue our journey through one of the most influential books ever written on wealth and success, The Richest Man in Babylon. I mean, whether you're striving to escape financial hardship, strengthen your habits, build lasting wealth, or simply just gain greater control over your future, you are in the right place. I think I have got everything all set up, everything ready to go. So each chapter reveals principles that have survived the rise and fall of empires, and tonight's lesson addresses a question that almost every person has asked at some point in their lives. The question being, why do some people seem to attract opportunity while others continually miss it? Now, this chapter is called Meet the Goddess of Good Luck. It is a fascinating exploration into what many call luck, fortune, chance, or destiny. Yet, Babylon's wise men challenge the common belief that success is handed out randomly. Instead, they reveal something far more powerful. Good luck often favors those who prepare themselves, those who act decisively, and seize opportunities when they appear. Tonight, we will discover why hesitation can become the enemy of prosperity, why opportunity rarely waits, and why action often creates the very luck people spend their lives searching for. And as we read together, I encourage you to listen carefully and ask yourself, how many opportunities have I delayed? How many chances have I allowed fear to steal? And how often have I mistaken inaction for caution? Because the answers to those questions may reveal more about your future than any stroke of luck ever could. And before we begin our reading, allow me to invite you to become part of the Michael Reads community. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, Michael Reads community. If you believe that books contain knowledge capable of transforming lives, take a moment to support this mission. Subscribe to the channel, please. Like the live stream if you can, please. It only takes a couple of seconds and it's free. Yeah. And most importantly, join in the conversation in the comment section. Whether you're live or whether you're watching it back, please interact with me. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know your opinions, or if there's anything that you need to interact with me so that we build this community that brings like-minded people together, because no one can do things on their own. Everyone needs a helping hand along the way. Tell me where you're listening from and what lesson in this chapter speaks to you most, because every great journey begins with a single page and every strong community begins with a single voice. So don't simply listen, read with me, learn with me, and then grow with us as a community. Because here at Michael Reads, we are not merely turning pages, We are building better futures, one book at a time. And trust me, there will be, yeah, I've built quite a library, not just for myself, but for all of you. So keep an eye, turn your notifications on, and yeah, hopefully this path to growth will be a great journey, and it won't throw any obstacles or anything. And I've got in the plan to start doing shorts because I can appreciate people may not have the time or the attention span for these long form videos. So shorts will just, you know, bring everything into a tighter space where I can just highlight the quick bullet points and you can digest them within a minute or 2 minutes. And then if you feel you would like to delve deeper into it, all of these videos are on a playlist. I implore you, I just did a quick live stream on the 7 cures for a lean purse just last Saturday. Please take a look at that. I think it's very important. I think it's paramount to your journey to financial freedom. I explained it in a bit more detail, and I did read through the chapter on the live stream before that. So you can start right from the beginning and catch up to where we are now, or you can just pick and choose whichever bits that you want to listen to, or just stick to the things that influence you. And as well, in future, with more time, I will have timestamps on videos that I will upload of the live streams that I've done. So now, settle into your chair, take a moment to leave behind the distractions of the day. The marketplace of Babylon awaits. Let us open chapter 4 if you have a copy. Meet the goddess of good luck. If a man be lucky, there is no foretelling the possible extent of his good fortune. Pitch him into the Euphrates, and like as not, he will swim out with a pearl in his hand. That's a Babylonian proverb. The desire to be lucky is universal. It was just as strong in the hearts of men 4,000 years ago in ancient Babylon as it is in the hearts of men today. We all hope to be favored by the goddess of good luck. Is there some way we can meet her and attract not only her favorable attention but also her generous favors? Is there a way to attract good luck? That is what the men of ancient Babylon wanted to know. It is exactly what they decided to find out. They were shrewd men and keen thinkers. That explains why their city became the richest and most powerful city of their time. In that distant past, they had no schools or colleges. Nevertheless, they had a center of learning, and what a practical one it was. Among the towering buildings in Babylon, one was that ranked in importance with the palace of the king, the hanging gardens, and the temples of the gods. You will find few mentions of it in the history books, more likely no mention of it at all, but it exerted a powerful influence on the thought of that time. This building was the temple of learning, where the wisdom of the past was presented by voluntary teachers and where subjects of popular interest were discussed upon forums. Within its walls all men met as equals. The humblest of slaves could argue with a prince of the royal house with impunity. Among the many who frequented the temple of learning was a wise, rich man, Arcad, called the richest man in Babylon. He had his own special hall where almost every evening a large group of men, some old, some very young, but mostly middle-aged, gathered to discuss and argue interesting subjects. We should listen in to see what they knew about attracting good luck. The sun had just set like a great red ball of fire shining through the haze of desert dust when Arcad strolled to his accustomed platform. It was already full of 80 men who were waiting his arrival, reclining in their small rugs spread on the floor. More were still arriving. "What should we discuss tonight?" Arcad asked. After a brief hesitation, a tall cloth weaver addressed him, getting up as was the custom. "I have a subject I would like to hear discussed, but I am hesitant to offer it up in case it seems ridiculous to you, Arcad, and my good friends here." After being urged to offer it, both by Arcad and by the calls from the others, he continued, "I have been lucky today because I found a purse that had pieces of gold in it. My great desire is to continue to be lucky. I feel like all men share this desire, so I suggest we debate how to attract good luck so we can discover ways we can attract it." "An interesting subject has been offered," Arcad commented. "A subject that is worthy of our discussion. To some men, good luck is just a chance happening that, like an accident, can happen to a person without purpose or reason. Other people believe that the instigator of all good fortunes is the most bounteous goddess, Ashtar, who is ever anxious to reward those who please her with generous gifts. Speak up, my friends. Should we look to find if there are means by which good luck can be enticed to visit each and every one of us?" "Yea, yea, and a lot of it," responded the growing group of eager listeners. Then Arcad continued, "To start our discussion, let us first hear from those among us who have enjoyed experiences similar to that of the cloth weaver, whether finding or receiving, without effort on their part, valuable treasures or jewels." There was a pause where they all looked around expecting someone to say something, but no one did. "What? No one?" Arcad said. Then this kind of good luck must be rare indeed. Who will offer a suggestion on how to continue our search?" "I will start," spoke a well-robed young man, arising. "When a man speaks of luck, is it not natural that his thoughts turn to the gaming tables? Isn't that where we find many men courting the favor of the goddess, hoping she will bless them with rich winnings?" After he sat down, a voice called, "Don't stop. Continue your story. Tell us, did you find favor with the goddess at the gaming tables? Did she turn the cubes red side up so that you filled your purse at the dealer's expense, or did she allow the blue sides to come up so the dealer raked in your hard-earned pieces of silver?" The young man joined the good-natured laughter, then replied, "I am not ashamed to admit she seemed to not know I was even there. But what about the rest of you? Have you found her waiting around such places to roll the cubes in your favor? We are eager to hear as well as to learn." "A wise thought," broke Arcad. "We meet here to consider all sides of each question. To ignore the gaming table would be like overlooking an instinct common to most men, the love of taking a chance with a small amount of silver in the hope of winning a whole lot of gold." "That does remind me of the races yesterday," called out another listener. "If the goddess frequents the gaming tables, surely she doesn't overlook the races where the gilded chariots and the foaming horses offer far more excitement. Tell us honestly, Arcad, did she whisper to you to place your bet on those grey horses from Nineveh yesterday? I was standing just behind you and couldn't believe my ears when I heard you place your bet on the Greys. You know, as well as any of us, that no team in all Assyria can beat our beloved horses in a fair race. Did the goddess whisper in your ear to bet on the Greys because at the last turn the inside black would stumble and interfere with our horses so that the Greys would win the race and score an unearned victory? Arcad smiled indulgently at the banter. What reason do we have to feel the good goddess would take that much interest in any man's bet on a horse race? To me, she is a goddess of love and dignity who takes pleasure in aiding those who are in need and to reward those who are deserving. I look to find her not at the gaming tables or the races where men lose more gold than they win, but in other places where what men do is more worthwhile and more worthy of being rewarded. In tilling the soil, in honest trading, in all of men's occupations, there's opportunity to make a profit on his efforts and his transactions. Maybe he won't be rewarded all the time because sometimes his judgment might be faulty and other times the winds and the weather may defeat his efforts. But if he persists, he can usually expect to realize a profit. This is because the chances of profit are always in his favor. But when a man plays the games, the situation is reversed because the chances of profit are always against him and will always be in the favor of the gamekeeper. The game is arranged so that it will always favor the keeper. It is his business that he plans to make a healthy profit for himself from the coins bet by the players. Only a few players realize how certain the gamekeeper's profits are and how uncertain their own chances to win are. For example, let us consider wagers placed on the cube. Each time we roll, we bet on which side will be on top. If it is the red side, the game master pays us 4-1. But if any other side if any other of the five sides is on top, we lose our bet. So the math shows that for each roll we have 5 chances to lose, but because the red pays 4-1, we have 4 chances to win. In one night's play, the game master can expect to keep 1/5 of all the coins wagered for his profit. Can a man expect to win more than only occasionally against the odds that are arranged so that he will lose 1/5 of all his bets? But some men do win large amounts sometimes, volunteered one of the listeners. Indeed they do, Arcad continued. Realizing this, the question comes to me whether money procured in this way brings permanent wealth to those who are lucky like this. Many of my acquaintances are among the successful men of Babylon, but among them I can't name a single one who started his success from such a source. You, who are all gathered here tonight, know even more of our successful citizens. It would really interest me to learn how many of our successful citizens can credit the gaming tables with their start to success. Let's have each of you talk about those you know. What do you say? After a prolonged silence, someone spoke up. Does your question include the gamekeepers? If you can think of no one else, Arcad responded. If one of you can't think of anyone else, then how about yourselves? Are there any consistent winners with us who hesitate to advise gambling as a source of their income? His challenge was answered by a series of groans from the rear, taken up and spread amid much laughter. It would seem we are not looking for good luck in the places the goddess frequents, he continued. So let us explore other fields. We have not found it in picking up lost wallets, and we haven't found it in haunting the gaming tables. As the races, I must confess, I have lost far more coins there than I ever have won. Now, suppose we consider our trades and businesses. Isn't it natural if we conclude a profitable transaction to not consider it good luck but a just reward for ourselves, for our efforts? I think we may be overlooking the gifts of the goddess. Perhaps she really does help us when we do not appreciate her generosity. Who can suggest further discussion on the topic? Then an elderly merchant arose, smoothing his white robe. With your permission, most honorable Arcad and my friends, I offer a suggestion. If, as you have said, we take credit for our own industry and ability for our business success, why not consider the successes we almost enjoyed but that escaped our grasp? Events that would have been very profitable. They would have been rare examples of good luck if they had actually happened. Because they were not brought to fulfillment, we can't consider them as our just rewards. I bet many men here have such experiences to relate. Here is a wise approach, Arkad approved. Who here has had good luck within your grasp only to see it escape? Many hands were raised, among them that of the merchant Arkad mentioned to him to speak. Since you suggested this approach, excuse me, we would like to hear from you first. I will gladly tell a relatable tale, he assumed, that illustrates how closely good luck can approach a man and how blindly he can allow it to escape, much to his loss and later regret. Many years ago, when I was a young man, just married and well on my way to earning, my father came one day and strongly urged that I enter into an investment. The son of one of his good friends had noticed a barren tract of land not far beyond the outer walls of our city. It was high above the canal where no water could reach it. The son of my father's friend devised a plan to purchase this land, build 3 large water wheels that could be operated by oxen that could raise the life-giving waters to the fertile soil. Once this was accomplished, he planned to divide the land into small tracts and sell it to the residents of the city for herb gardens. The son of my father's friend did not have sufficient gold to complete such a large undertaking. Just like myself, he was a young man earning a fair wage. His father, like mine, was a man with a large family and small means. So he decided to ask a group of men to enter into the enterprise with him. The group would have 12 men, each of whom must be a money earner and agree to pay 1/10 of his earnings into the enterprise until the land was ready for sale. All would then share in the profits in proportion to their investment. You, my son, said my father to me, you are now a young man. It is my great wish that you begin building your valuable estate for yourself so you can become a respected man. I want to see you profit from a knowledge of the thoughtless mistakes of your father. I desire this as well, my father replied. Then do what I suggest. Do what I should have done at your age. From your earnings, keep 1/10 to put into favorable investments. With this 1/10 of your earnings and what it will also earn, you can, before you are my age, accumulate for yourself a valuable estate. Your words are words of wisdom, my father. I do greatly desire riches, but there are many things I must buy with my earnings. That is why I hesitate to do as you advise. I am young, there is plenty of time. That is what I thought at your age, and look, many years have passed and I still haven't started. We live in a different age, my father. I will avoid your mistakes. Opportunity is standing before you, my son. It is offering a chance to that might lead to wealth. I beg of you, do not delay. Go tomorrow to the son of my friend and bargain with him to pay 10% of your earnings into his investment. Go promptly tomorrow. Opportunity waits for no man. Today it is here, soon it will be gone. So do not delay. In spite of my father's advice, I did hesitate. There were beautiful new robes just brought back from the east by the tradesmen. Robes of such richness and beauty, my good wife and I felt that we must each have one. If I agree to pay 1/10 of my earnings into the enterprise, we will have to deprive ourselves of those and other pleasures we dearly desired. I delayed making the decision until it was too late, much to my later regret. The enterprise proved to be more profitable than any man had thought. This is my tale, showing how I allowed good luck to escape. In this tale, we can see how good luck wants to come to the man that accepts opportunity, commented a swarthy man of the desert. When you are building an estate, there must always be a beginning. That start might be only a few pieces of gold or silver that a man saves from his earnings to his investment. I myself am the owner of a lot of herds. I started my first herd when I was only a boy, and I purchased a young calf with one piece of silver. This calf, once it was the beginning of my wealth, was very important to me. To start to build an estate is as good of luck as you can come to any man. With all men, that first step that changes them from men who earn from their own labor to men who draw dividends from the earnings of their gold is important. Some, fortunately, take that first step when they are young and outpace those who take the first step later, or those unfortunate men, like the father of this merchant, who never take it. Had our friend the merchant taken this step in his youth when the opportunity came to him, today he would be blessed with a lot more of the world's goods. If the good luck of our friend, the cloth weaver, causes him to take such a step at this time, it will be only the beginning of much greater good fortune. Thank you. I like to speak. Also, a stranger from another country arose. I am Syrian. Not so well do I speak your tongue. I want to call this friend, the merchant, a name. Maybe you think it not polite this name, but I want to call him that. But alas, I not know your word for it. If I do call it in Syrian, you will not understand. Therefore, please, some good gentleman, tell me that right name you call man who puts off doing things that mighty good for him. Procrastinator, called a voice. That's him, shouted the Syrian, waving his hands excitedly. He accepts no opportunity when she comes. He waits. He says, I have much business right now. By and by I talk to you. Opportunity, she will not wait for such a slow fellow. She thinks if a man desires to be lucky, he will step quick. Any man who doesn't step quickly when opportunity comes, He big procrastinator like our friend, this merchant. The merchant got up and bowed good-naturedly in response to the laughter. I admire you, stranger, within our gates, who doesn't hesitate to speak truth. Now, let's hear another tale of opportunity. Who has another experience for us? Demanded Arcad. I have one, responded a red-robed middle-aged man. I buy animals for a living, mostly camels and horses. Sometimes I also buy sheep and goats. The tale I'm about to tell you will show how opportunity came one night when I least expected it. Maybe that is why I let it escape. You will be the judge. Returning to the city one evening after a disheartening 10 days journey in search of camels, I was angered to find that the gates of our city were closed and locked. While my slaves spread out our tents for the night, which we would spend with little food and no water, I was approached by an elderly farmer who, like ourselves, found himself locked outside. Honored sir, he addressed me, from your appearance I am going to guess you are a buyer. If this is true, I would like to sell you the most excellent flock of sheep that was just driven up. My good wife is very sick with a fever. I must return with all haste, but my sheep so that my buy my sheep so that my slaves and I can mount our camels and travel back without delay. It was so dark I couldn't see his flock, but from the bleating I knew it must be a large one. Having wasted 10 days looking for the camels that I couldn't find, I was glad to bargain with him. In his anxiety, he set a very reasonable price. I accepted, knowing my slaves would drive the flock through the city gates in the morning and sell it at a substantial profit. Once the bargaining concluded, I called my slaves to bring the torches so we could count the flock that the farmer said contained 900. I won't bother you, my friends, with a description of the difficulty trying to count so many thirsty, restless, milling sheep. I, it turned out to be an impossible task, so I bluntly told the farmer I would count them when the sun came up and pay him then. Please, most honourable sir, he pleaded, pay me only 2/3 of the price tonight so I can be on my way. I will leave my most intelligent and educated slave to help you make the count in the morning. He is trustworthy and you can pay him the balance. But I was stubborn and refused to make the payment that night. Next morning, before I woke up, the city gates opened and 4 buyers rushed out looking for flocks. They were eager and willing to pay high prices because the city was threatened with the siege and food was not plentiful. He was paid more than 3 times what he was willing to take from me the night before. This was rare good luck that I allowed to escape. That was an unusual tale, commented Arcad. What wisdom does it suggest? It would have been smart to make a payment immediately when we knew our bargain was wise, suggested a saddle maker. If the bargain was good, then you need protection against your own weakness as much as against any other man. We mortals are changeable. Unfortunately, I must say we are more likely to change our minds when we are right than when we are wrong. Wrong, we are stubborn indeed. Right, we are prone to wait and let opportunity escape. My first judgment is my best, but I have always found it difficult to convince myself to proceed with a good bargain when it's made. Thank you. Again, I'd like to speak. The Syrian was up on his feet once again. These tales much alike. Each time opportunity fly away for some reason. Each time she come to procrastinator bringing good plan. Each time they hesitate, not say, right now best time. I do it quick. How can men succeed that way? Your words are wise, my friend, responded the buyer. Good luck ran away from procrastination in both of these tales, but this is not unusual. The spirit of procrastination is within all men. We want riches, and yet, how often, when opportunity appears before us, the spirit of procrastination from within urges various delays in our acceptance. In listening to it, we become our own worst enemies. In my younger days, I didn't know it by this long word our friend from Syria enjoys. I thought at first it was my own poor judgment that caused me the loss of many profitable trades. Later, I credited it to my stubborn disposition. At last, I recognized it for what it was, a habit of needless delaying where action was required, action that was prompt and decisive. I really hated when its true character was revealed. With the bitterness of a wild donkey hitched to a chariot, I broke loose from the enemy to my success. Thank you. I like ask question from Mr. Merchant, the Syrian was speaking. You wear fine robes, unlike those of a poor man. You speak like a successful man. Tell us, do you listen now when procrastination whispers in your ear? Like our friend the buyer, I also had to recognize and conquer procrastination, responded the merchant. To me, it proved to be an enemy, ever watching and waiting to thwart my accomplishments. The tale I related is one of many similar instances I could tell to show how it drove away my opportunities. It is not difficult to conquer once you understand it. No man willingly allows a thief to rob his bins of grain, nor does any man willingly allow an enemy to drive away his customers and rob him of his profits. When I recognized that my enemy was committing such acts, I conquered him with determination. Every man must master his own spirit of procrastination before he can expect to share in the rich treasures of Babylon. What did you say, Arcad? Because you are the richest man in Babylon. Many proclaim you to be the luckiest. Do you agree with me that no man can arrive at a full measure of success until he is completely crushed the spirit of procrastination within himself? It is as you are saying, Arcad admitted. During my long life, I have watched generation after generation marching forward along the avenues of trade, science, and learning that led to success in life. Opportunities come to all of these men. Some grasped theirs and moved steadily to the gratification of their deepest desires, but the majority of people hesitated, faltered, and fell behind. Arcad turned to the cloth weaver. You suggested that we debate good luck. Let's hear what you think about the subject. I now see good luck in a different light. I thought of it as something very desirable that might happen to a man without effort on his part. Now, I do realize that these happenings aren't the sort of things one can attract to himself. From our discussion, I have learned that in order to attract good luck to oneself, it is necessary to take advantage of opportunities. So, in the future, I will try to make the best of such opportunities that come to me. You have well grasped the truth brought out today in our discussion, Arcad replied. Good luck, we find, often follows opportunity, but seldom comes otherwise. Our merchant friend would have found good luck had he accepted the opportunity the good goddess presented to him. Our friend the buyer would have enjoyed good luck if he had completed the purchase of the flock and sold them at such a handsome profit. We pursued this discussion to find a way to entice good luck to us. I feel that we have found the way. Both of the tales illustrated how good luck follows opportunity. Herein lies a truth that similar stories of good luck could not change. The truth is, good luck can be enticed by accepting opportunity. Those who are eager to take opportunities for their betterment attract the interest of the good goddess. She is always anxious to help those who please her. Men of action please her best. Action will lead you forward to the success you desire. Men of action are favored by the goddess of good luck. I'll repeat those last two lines. Action will lead you forward to the success you desire. Men of action are favored by the goddess of good luck. And the chapter we have just explored may be one of the most misunderstood lessons in the entire book. At first glance, it appears to discuss luck, but upon deeper examination, it teaches something entirely different. It teaches responsibility. Throughout the discussion, the men of Babylon debate the nature of fortune. Many wish to believe that wealth arrives through chance, gambling, or random blessings bestowed upon a fortunate few. Yet the wise men continually return to a different conclusion. Good fortune frequently visits those who are prepared to act. This chapter reminds us that opportunities often arrive disguised as ordinary moments: a business proposal, an investment, a new skill, a difficult conversation, a chance meeting, a book, a decision. The difference between success and regret is often determined by whether we act when those opportunities appear. Luck always often follows action. One of the strongest messages in this chapter is that luck rarely arrives before action. Most people wait for certainty before they begin. Successful people often begin before certainty arrives. They understand that no opportunity comes with guarantees. The person who acts gains experience. The person who hesitates gains excuses. Babylon teaches us that action creates momentum and momentum attracts opportunity. Opportunity does not wait forever, however. The goddess of good luck is portrayed as favoring those who act quickly when presented with worthwhile opportunities. This is one of the most valuable lessons in the entire book. Every opportunity is a window. Some windows remain open for years, others close in days. When fear, procrastination, or endless analysis dominate your thinking, these opportunities often pass to someone else. The tragedy is not that opportunity never arrived. The tragedy is that it arrived and was absolutely ignored. Fear is often the greatest barrier. Many people believe a lack of money prevents success. Babylon suggests something different. Fear prevents success far more often than lack of resources. Fear of failure, criticism, making mistakes, and fear of looking foolish. The individuals who prosper are not free from fear. They simply refuse to let fear make their decisions. Prepared minds, they recognize opportunity. Opportunity often appears obvious in hindsight, yet in the moment it rarely announces itself. Those who continuously learn, improve, and expand their understanding become capable of recognizing possibilities that others overlook. Preparation sharpens perception. The prepared mind sees doors where others see walls. If Babylon existed in our modern world, its message would remain unchanged. Excuse me. Invest in your education, develop valuable skills, build strong habits, create savings, study opportunities carefully, then act when wisdom and preparation align. Do not spend your life waiting for luck. Become the type of person that luck seeks. As we leave tonight's gathering around the fires of ancient Babylon, consider this question. What opportunity is currently standing before you that you have been postponing? Perhaps it is starting a business. Perhaps it is paying off debt. Perhaps it is investing in yourself. Perhaps it is finally taking responsibility for a future only you can create. Whatever it may be, remember the lesson from tonight's chapter. The goddess of good luck smiles most often upon those who are ready, willing, and courageous enough to act. So, thank you for joining me here on Michael Reads. If tonight's chapter brought you value, share this wisdom with someone who needs it. Subscribe if you wish to continue your journey through the richest man in Babylon. And remember, a single page can inspire a thought, a single thought can inspire an action, and a single action can alter a life. Until next time, keep reading, keep learning, keep growing, and let us continue building better lives one book at a time. Good night, and may wisdom guide your path. I'll catch you on the next live stream in a couple of days. Until then, take care. Ta-da.